sitting back like the seats of an 86 Delta 88 coupe on D's and Bones, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Going live in a minute, Blizzard King. This is Winter Dennis Sperling Podcast. You are rocking with the realest black men represented. Ain't no lies, cause we winning. Catching flies, ain't no feelings. Uncle D, we the villain, baby. We just left the village, baby. Now we in them villas, baby. Dennis Sperling Podcast, tuning in, we get it, baby. You can hate the player, hate the game. We love all you haters. Hate watch, hate watch. Calling lovely ladies, hands on your knees. You can thank us later. We snatching the crowns off of queens. We obliterate them. Tell the truth, train the devil. They trying to eliminate us. You begging the sipping haters. Peeling layers off potatoes. Whoa. Southern Cadillac music like Outkast. Ain't jumping without bass. Dennis Sperling Podcast. Whoa. Southern Cadillac music like Outkast. Ain't jumping without bass. Dennis Sperling Podcast. Whoa.
We have to clean up what's going on in our house before we do anything else. What's up? Welcome back to the broadcast. This is Dennis Sperling, the Blizzard King with the cold hard truth. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about a topic that's deeply personal for many of us, the cost of getting married. Weddings are often referred to as one of the most magical days of a person's life, and understandably so. And it's a day to celebrate love and where you're surrounded by family and friends, and it's filled with joy and marked by memories that are supposed to last a lifetime. However, there's no denying the financial reality that comes with tying the knot. Now, according to the most recent data, the average, after reviewing or interviewing thousands of people who got married, the average cost of a wedding in the United States is $35,000. And for many couples, this number is staggering. It represents months, if not years of savings, or worse, debt. So the question becomes, is it worth it? Now, if you look at this chart, if you break it down, for the most part, the venue is about $2,800. And that the venue's, typically a popular space like a hotel or a vineyard or some other unique place, and it comes at a high premium. Now, as far as the food, that's about $9,800, and that includes feeding approximately 115 guests, and that'll run you about $85 per person, okay? And that makes the meal the second biggest expense. Now, entertainment oftentimes is $4,300, and it's a band, because people choose bands because live bands elevate the atmosphere, but they come at a hefty price. Now, people can opt for a DJ, okay, and that's a little less money. The other thing is the photographers, all the wedding photographers. That's $2,900. You want somebody there to capture the memories. That's vital, and to have a professional photographer is worth the investment. The other thing is things like floral arrangements, flowers. That'll be like $2,800, and that makes the wedding feel magical, But again, flowers are fleeting. And couples may consider seasonal blooms or greenery to reduce that cost. And then, of course, there are other costs associated with it, like invitations, transportation, hair and makeup, other officiants, like you're going to need to pay the preacher, those sort of things. But what does that mean? Okay. What it means is when you add it all together, it's easy to see how even the modest choices can lead to a hefty bill. And weddings have become an industry. And couples are often pressured into thinking that bigger and more expensive equals better. But here's the truth. It doesn't. There's a fine balance between celebrating the moment and overspending. Okay. Uh, Weddings are emotional events, and it's easy to get caught up in the idea of perfection. But at the end of the day, you're planning for one day. And the marriage that follows is what really truly defines your happiness. Now, research from Emory University highlights an uncomfortable truth that the more couples spend on their weddings, the shorter the marriages tend to last. And couples who spend less than $1,000 on the wedding have significantly lower divorce rates than those who spend tens and thousands of dollars. Why? Because financial stress is one of the top predictors of divorce. Debt incurred from wedding can lead to arguments, resentment, and tension, all of which eat away at the foundation of the marriage. If we shift our focus from wedding to marriage, the picture becomes clear. The wedding is just one day, but the marriage is a lifetime commitment. So let's take a closer look at why people get married. And more importantly, why some choose to spend extravagant amounts on weddings. Weddings have become so deeply intertwined with fantasy and societal expectations that many people lose sight of what marriage truly means. Instead, they get caught up in the spectacle of the wedding itself. For some women, the wedding is less about the marriage and more about fulfilling a long-held fantasy, being a princess for a day. And this mindset has been perpetuated by years of media and fairy tales and societal pressure that paint weddings as the ultimate achievement in a woman's life. The dress, the attention, the glamour, these are all elements that often take center stage. The entire day is crafted to create a magical experience, complete with grand entrances and extravagant venues and the picture perfect moments. The focus becomes outward. How will this look to others? See, but the danger lies in the fact that this mindset often ends when the party does. The desire to be a princess rarely translates into skills, patience, and commitment needed for a lifetime partnership. Marriage is not a fairy tale. It's not about being swept off your feet by a prince who solves all your problems. It's about building a life together, facing challenges as a team, and putting in the work to maintain the relationship every single day. For those who only prepare for the fairy tale, the reality of marriage can be jarring. Bills, shared responsibilities, arguments, and unforeseen challenges don't fit into that fantasy. When the dream day is over, they're often left unprepared for the reality that comes next. Now, on the other side, when you're dealing with men, right, some men approach marriage very different, okay? Yet equally flawed in the mindset. See, they believe it's just time for me to settle down. And society often pressures men into viewing marriage as a milestone that signifies maturity and stability. And they may feel it's an expectation they need to meet to prove they become a responsible adult. And this leads many men to propose because they feel it's the next logical step in their lives, not necessarily because they've considered what marriage entails. See, others marry because they think, oh, I found the one. While this can be a great starting point, it often overlooks the deeper questions. Are we compatible in a long-term relationship? Do we have the same goals? Can we communicate effectively during conflict? And do we know how to navigate financial challenges together? And yes, she might be the one, but are you ready? Okay, and see, without addressing these foundational issues, men who marry for the sake of settling down or just because they feel it's the right time, even though it's not the right time for them, often find themselves unprepared for the day-to-day realities of marriage. These two mindsets, the princess fantasy and the settle down logic, are both dangerous because they focus on external factors rather than the internal dynamics of a relationship. They emphasize the image of timing over marriage and not its substance. So marriage isn't just a checkbox on a life to-do list. It's not an event to showcase your wealth, beauty, or status. It's a lifetime commitment to another person, requiring deep emotional, mental, and even spiritual preparation. Now, Here's the cold hard truth. Being prepared for a wedding and being prepared for a marriage are entirely different things. Preparing for a wedding involves picking a venue, designing invitations, choosing flowers, and deciding what you're going to wear. It's about the aesthetics and the experience of a single day. Preparing for marriage involves learning how to communicate effectively, how to resolve conflicts, manage finances, and set shared goals. It's about building a foundation that will support a lifetime together, not just a celebration. See, far too often, couples spend months obsessing over the perfect wedding day while ignoring critical conversations about the life they're about to build together. They may never discuss how they're going to handle money or whether they want kids or how they'll navigate differences in values, religion, or even family expectations. And these are the conversations that matter the most. Yet they're often overshadowed by debates over seating charts or flower arrangements. So society plays a huge role in perpetuating these mindsets. Social media, for example, has turned weddings into a performance. Couples feel the need to impress their guests, post the perfect pictures on Instagram and these other social media, and try to outdo the weddings they've attended before. This pressure can lead to overspending and misplaced priorities. Instead of focusing on what they want as a couple, they focus on what will look good to others. And this is why so many couples end up in debt after their wedding, because they prioritize appearances over substances. What marriage really takes, right? What are the requirements? Number one, communication. The ability to talk openly and honestly about everything from finances to feelings. Number two, compromise. Understanding that you won't always get your way and learning how to find solutions that work for both of you. Number three, share goals, aligning your values and aspirations so you're moving in the same direction. Number four, emotional resilience, weathering challenges together and supporting each other through tough times. Number three, growth, recognizing that both of you will change over time and being willing to grow together instead of apart. Marriage is about partnership. It's about building a life together, not just a day. It's about choosing love and patience and commitment every single day, even when it's hard. The takeaway, if you're thinking about getting married, ask yourself, why? Is it because you want a fairy tale? Because you think it's time? Or because you're truly ready to commit to building a life with someone? Marriage isn't about being a princess or settling down. It's about a relationship. It's about growth. It's about shared purpose. If you're not ready for that, then no amount of money spent on a wedding will make that marriage successful. Focus on the foundation, not the facade. Because while weddings are beautiful, it's the marriage that lasts. Now, choose a local venue. Trim your guest list. Limit the alcohol options. Okay? Maybe get some handmade decorations and invitations, or desserts can save money while adding a personal touch. The other thing is plan ahead. Save in advance and avoid putting wedding expenses on credit cards, starting a marriage with debt. That's not a good foundation. The big picture is this. When you're planning your wedding, ask yourself, what's the priority? Is it about impressing your guests or about celebrating your love? Is it about the fairy tale, or is it about setting a foundation for a strong marriage? A modest wedding can be just as meaningful as an extravagant one, if not more so. The magic of the day doesn't come from the cost, it comes from the love and the commitment you're celebrating. Marriage isn't about wedding. It's about life. It's about the life you build together afterwards. The photos, flowers, and venues will fade, but the relationship you cultivate will last. Couples need to plan not just for a day, but for a lifetime. For those planning weddings, my advice is simple. Keep your priorities straight. Focus on the marriage, not the wedding. Spend within your means. Avoid starting a new life under the weight of debt or broke, and then plan together. Align your choices with your shared values and vision for the future. At the end of the day, $35,000 a wedding doesn't guarantee happiness or success. What truly matters is the strength of the relationship, the ability of you all to grow together, and the love you share. Because a wedding is just the beginning. The real journey, the real joy starts the day after you say I do. This is the Blizzard King with the cold hard truth, and I'm out.
Dennis Sperling Podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe.